So these are called these are called here, the option that you can see on the field when you once right click is called quick table calculations, and whatever you write in a field, they are called custom table calculations. So now let's quickly see. So given the table that I have on the sheet, let's say I want to get the running total calculation. Okay, I'll quickly do the quick table calculation running total, and I'll change the compute using pane now. Okay, and I'll also bring my sales for comparison. Now I have sales as my first column and running total as my second column, and this is going for every year. So for this year it's summing up all, and for second year it's summing up again, and this is, but now let's say I want it's taking cumulative up until here, and it's restarting the calculation again here. Now let's say I want the calculation for see, let's go to editable calculation. Otherwise, yeah, it's doing the calculation in that scope. Let's say I want to calculate at the scope of furniture. Like I don't want this to stop here and restart for every year. I want this running total to continue up until it finishes up with what particular category. So how would I go about it? So this is also my pane. Furniture is also a kind of pane for me, but when I do pane down calculation, it's considering the innermost pane, which is at this point in time year. So it's only doing here. So if I want for category, the running total should go up until here. What do you think we can do here? My pane down option is not doing. If I go for table down, it will calculate for everything, for all the categories combined together, and these things will won't work in this case. Cell, it will only give for that. So we have no other option but to use a specific dimension in this particular case. So all the default options that are given by Tableau will not help us. So we can go to specific dimensions, and what I want. So for every category, so I'll leave that category unchecked. For every category, calculate my running total for every year and quarter combination. So I'll year and quarter combination. So my running total is expanded to the scope that is required. So this is again just like helping you like recap with the topic. So yeah. That's one thing. Now let's say on the same topic, I just want to take questions that you guys asked previously. So let me go to editable calculation. Now if you can see my calculation here, the dialog box, if you can observe it, whenever I'm let's see, when I select pane down, only the dialog box, I am getting a new options when I change my scope. When I doing pane down, I'm not getting additional options. When I'm looking for specific dimensions, I'm only having sort order option. But when I'm doing specific dimensions and for every year and quarter, I'm getting a restarting it every. So this is something. Please just give me a second. Let's take it's the same example. I think there's something I missed there. So yeah, I got the same structure and I did the running total for the category scope. Now when I'm doing that, I'm getting a option at the level. The Jairam asked this question earlier. So what this tells us is whenever you're doing the defined scope and direction, like pane down, pane across, and then the information that you're giving to the Tableau for calculation is this one. One is pane, which is the scope that defines the yellow region scope, and you're telling down. that you're also giving it a direction. But that's the only two attributes that you're knowing that you're giving. But there is one attribute that you are giving without knowing, that is the structure of the table, the order in which each of these fields are placed. Like first comes category, then comes year, then comes quarter. That order is also being given to the calculation when you select these default options. But when you go to the specific dimensions, it is possible that your view will not be the same. The reason that you choose specific dimensions is, okay, whatever that view might happen, it might be possible that I'll take this year field from this view completely and I'll put that in a details card. So this year column will not be anymore in the view. The table completely changes. But even then, my calculation should not be affected. So that's why I'll come to specific dimensions and I'll specify how to calculate using this particular field set. Now, when you go to specific dimension, there is no longer a table, there is no longer a view, it's only the fields. Now you have to using this check and unchecked, you are giving the scope and you are giving the direction. But now you have to give it the calculation, the structure in which order it is the table, the fields have to be calculated. For example, I have year and quarter. It could be possible that if I just swap these things, like first comes the quarter and then comes the year, my calculation would affect completely. So in order to handle those kind of situation, when you are using specific dimensions, it is given this particular option. So whenever you have two or more checked boxes, like if I have only one checked boxes, this is not required. Whenever I have two or more checked boxes, this particular question, prompt will be asked by the Tableau. So what it means is, what it tells is, so I want this calculation to be done at the deepest level in this particular checked boxes. I have year and quarter. What is the most deepest level of detail? It is quarter, and the Tableau automatically recognizes it and puts it as deepest as default. If I change it to quarter, since the deepest and quarter are same, my calculation would not change. But if I put it as year, my deepest calculation, my level of detail calculation is there. So what it's doing, this is my sales value, it's just duplicating whatever it is. So it is no running total. It is doing running total, but it's only doing for this particular cell. So it becomes calculation for every row. It is being calculated. So in order to now let's see the same case. So I did this specific dimensions at the level year, right? And it's calculating for every cell and it is just duplicating the sales value. Now let's go to our other structure of the table where my quarter comes first and the year comes second, and do the same calculation, edit table calculation, edit the same thing, and at the level I'm doing year. Now if you can see, it's not doing at the same cell level. It's taking cumulative. It's taking 109, 135, it's adding to 109, it's getting 245. So yeah, so this is just to give the Tableau an understanding of how.
No, Jagadish, where did you change the structure just now?
I swapped the fields here. Year, before it was year and quarter in this sheet.
Okay.
So first comes year and then comes quarter.
No, but in this case, when you specified year,
yeah,
why is the running sum not incrementing? I thought, year came first and then the quarter, right?
Yes.
So, which is the logical order. And so in that case, why is it not incrementing so far as that particular field is concerned?
Because we fixed this thing. We fixed at the level calculation for only till year. We are not allowing the calculation to go up until this column. So what it's taking is, I have a 2011. I have 2011 as 4 rows, and it's just calculating for each and every row. So I don't know if that's clear, but see, if I put it as a deepest, like let's say if I want the calculation to take into consideration this field, go up until quarter, it will do the calculation. It will do the some calculation. but when I stop it only till here, year date, it considers it kind of neglects this quarters, and it only calculates till the specified this column, and considers each of that as a single cell.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, understood.
Jagadish, 2014 quarter one having 668, right? 668,818. No, that's running sum.
28 what? Which year?
2014 quarter one. Yeah. So that basically sum of quarter one in all the previous years, like 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014.
Let's check the calculation. Running total. Yeah. No. Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
So 135. Yeah, you're right actually. So it's basically what it's doing is it's okay. It's taking the running sum across years. Okay. So 2011.
Splitting them in the quarter.
So 2011 quarter one, 2012 quarter one, and it's all taking. So my this value and this value, and this value are in my running total sequence, and likewise the other quarter values are in other running total sequence. So this is a little complicated. Very rarely we use this particular field. But yeah, you might have to spend some time to get more comfortable with that. So that's at the level thing. And there is one more question. Yeah, this one. So let me just have my ear on columns and pull my sales to put it as a bar graph. Yeah, Chaitanya, the question that you asked was like, where will we use the scope of the cell? So edit table calculation. So let's say if I have in each year I have sales which are split up based on the segment in which they belong to. Okay. Now it's showing me percentage of the total. So in 2011 of the total sales that happened, okay, the table calculation is across, it doesn't make any sense. So the cell is basically used when to get something like this particular chart. So in this particular, just give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry. So what it's giving me here is of all the sales, it's giving me the percentage values. So before it was giving me the percentage values, but it's not giving me. I can, okay. Let me just do that as well. So I have this. I have here table calculation. Compute using table down. So yeah, normally sales is used to split the particular cell value in terms of the percentages. So this is the use case that we typically use the cell for. So in this particular, of all the sales that happened in 2011, 51% came from the consumer segment, 30% came from corporate, and 70% and likewise. So this is where we typically use sales one. Now let's jump. Today what we'll focus on mostly is we'll see all the major functions in custom table calculations. So what are the functions that we can use to build the custom table calculations, and once we finish that, we'll try and replicate the default table calculations using custom table calculation formulas. So okay, so there are few functions. Let me just show them to you. Create a calculated field. calculations. So yeah, all these functions are table calculation functions, and whenever you use any one of these functions in a particular field, that calculation would become a table calculation. So now let's go across few of these functions and see how they can be used. First, let's focus on these particular values. First, index, last, lookup, previous value, and let's come back to this. Now, if you can the first 4 to 5 functions, these functions are called helper functions because they themselves doesn't have any calculation. For example, let's say Windows sum. Windows sum is a calculation that does the summing on a particular window, but when compared to that, there is no calculation for these functions. It's just a function that can be used as a helper function, but there is no calculation for it. And also likewise, count, it's also doing some calculation. It's also the standard deviation is also doing calculation. It's also doing calculation. So these table calculation functions are divided into helper functions and calculation functions. And let's take a look at these helper functions and what they mean. So have a simple table here that splits the sales across each year and quarters. Now let's see what my first helper function would give me as a result. Let me take that and put it here. So how this first function is defined is, so at every cell, at every row, it will give you the result of how far that particular row in which you are in is from the first row. For example, this second row is at a distance of 1 unit from the first row. This particular cell is a distance of 2 units from the second row. So this particular distance is at a distance of 3 units from the first row. The calculation is made. So for example, this is 4th row and this is first row. So 1 minus 4 is like minus 3. And like that. So this will give me the distance of a particular row from the first row. So since the calculation is done table down, it's taking whole scope. I can change this compute using to pane down. Now it will recalculate this for every pane. So it will give me 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 3, and likewise. And this similarly, we have a last function.
Sorry. I just missed that. So what did you do to get it at a pane level, or you modified it to do it at the pane level? Is that?
Yeah, compute using.
Pane down. Okay, pane down is what you did. Oh, sorry. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me just look at the other options also.
Yeah.
The table down, pane across, then down. Okay. Can we just use one of the other couple of options also to see what the results would be?
At this point in time, we don't have any pane across.
Yes.
So it wouldn't affect. It will pane across, then down means it's only like pane down.
Understood. Okay. So anything else that will change? Just to go back and let's look at.
For cell, it will give me 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, because it's calculated at every row level.
Excellent. Okay. Now we know what cell does here at least. All right. Okay. And then order data. So what?
Order date is like the field that we used. So it will just almost like a table down calculation.
Table down calculation. Okay. Got it. Okay. So a quick question here. Do we have a function for number of rows?
Yeah, we do have.
Okay. We'll get at that point. Okay.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Yeah. So then the almost similar function is last function. Just as how you get in using first function, you get the distance of each row from the first one. Using last function, you'll get the distance of each row from the last column. So for example, this is at a 15 distance away from the last column. This particular row is a 1 unit distance away from the first column. And likewise, I can play with the scope with which it can be calculated. So in every pane, when I put it pane down, in every pane the last cell would be 0, and likewise the others. And and the other function we have is index. Index just gives me the row numbers, each of the it's like a serial number coder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 16 rows in it. So then the number goes till then. I can also play with the compute using. When I give pane down, it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is. And index number is basically, it helps us understand first and last a little better. Like for example, this is 4 and this is 1. 1 minus 4 is minus 3, and likewise to get the distance, etc. And then the other helper function that we have is size. What size gives me is Chaitanya, this is the function that you asked for. So it gives us the total number of rows in the that are involved in the table. So for example, there are total 16 rows, and it results in 16 rows for each and every value. When I change it to compute using pane down, it will give me 4 4 4, because in each pane there are 4. If there is any particular table where pane has 5 values, it will show the relevant values. Now these are the basic helper function that we use in the custom table calculations to get to the value where we want, and to basically jumble around the values and to get the calculation that we want. There are
Jagdish, a quick question here.
Yes.
See, the size function, can we use it in a calculated field?
Yeah.
And if so, how do we?
All these functions are supposed to be used in a calculated field. The first,
Okay.
last, index, and size, all of them.
Got it. So so what I'm asking is, I think this is probably covered differently, but so when you drag this, so for example, size, right?
Yeah.
Can you drag this size into a calculated field and show, because it's not just size, right? But you're also modifying it with the other attributes. So that's why I'm just trying to understand how it would look like.
Yeah. Let's say I have sales here, and let's say I want to get average sales for quarter. Then I'll just have to calculate some of these and divide it by this number. Okay. Let's try and do that.
No. What I'm asking, Jagdish, is so you have the size function, right? That you modified right now.
Yeah.
Right. So if you just drag and drop it into the calculated field, how does it look? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Simple. I can write it. It's just a function, so I can write it like that as well. It's not a field; it's a function.
No, I got it, Jagdish. So I'll tell you what my question is. Okay. See, now you modified the size function using table calculation, correct? Earlier, remember? So instead of using
Table down,
so instead of giving you 16, it gave you 4 because you changed to pane.
Yes.
Correct. Now, if it's the pane that I'm trying to use, right? If you just use the function called size, so how does it work? That's the question.
When I write a calculation using this function and save it, it gets saved here, and when I pull it to the view, it detects it as a table calculation.
Correct. Okay.
And once it detects as a table calculation, I can change my compute using.
I got it, but I understood. But there is also an issue here. I'll tell you what it is. Okay. See, once you dragged the calculation, it defaulted to 16.
Yes.
Okay. But what I was trying to use was size with pane down. That's what I was trying to use. So there's no way for you to use size with pane down as a function within a calculated field.
No, we can do that actually. Once you make, sorry.
Here we have compute using. Okay, pane down means my every year. I think so. Okay. Category quadrant. I'm not getting quadrant. Let's see this. Deepest of it. Select that. It should be quadrant.
Hey Jairam, this still affects the entire field. It doesn't affect just the size. Right, so what you have to then do is you have to create a different calculated field with the appropriate table calculation, and then you have to use that field. You cannot use the function, you have to use that field, correct?
So you want me to give you something like you should give a parameter to this function so that it defaults to that particular scope of calculation. Is that similar to that?
That's exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, I think it is possible. It's just that you cannot use just the function. You have to use it in the calculated field, set the appropriate table calculation, and then we have to use that calculated field. In that case, I think it will work. Right?
Yeah, that you can do. Yeah, that also works. So I can go here and fix the calculation for this particular field. Yeah. So my size will be based on that calculation, and I can use that in the next field. That also works.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I got it. I got my question answered. Thank you.
So that is the size function, and there is one more function which is called total. Okay. Now total is a function that is calculated function. So all these functions are just helper functions, so it doesn't take any input, but total is a calculated function. So if it wants to total, you should give a parameter, some expression. So let me give sales. Give actually, okay, let me see how it results in. So it's not taking, okay, let me pull it out. Total expression should be sum of sales. So so basically what it means is it gives us the value of the expression that we gave in. So I'm using sum of sales, which is the field that I used in the view. It gives me sum of sales for each quarter. Now I want the sum of this particular column. Then I'll take a total. So it'll go into this particular sum of sales field, which is this one, and it'll give me total for all of that. So the total for all of this is the same value, so it's duplicating same value everywhere. I can change this calculation to pane down, so it'll give me the sum for each pane. In this pane the sum is this value, in this pane the sum is this value, and these are the functions. And there is one more, all these functions.
I have one quick question here.
Yeah.
So does this total function takes only the aggregation, or like, because when you give total sales it's not taking the sales value, because it's not taking the sales value. I'll get back to you on that. Default, okay, yeah, sure.
I'll have to verify if that's the nature of the formula, or I'll have to check it and come back to you.
Yeah, okay, no issues.
Okay, so now this is the these are the few helper functions. Now let's jump into other functions. Let me just remove the unwanted things. Yeah, got it. There's a function called lookup. Now this function is used to pull the values of, let's say you are going across table down on each row. You are currently on this row, and you want to pull a particular value that is not in this row of a particular column. Let's say let's take an example of, let's say for every year in each quarter, you want to pull the value of the previous year same quarter value. Let's in quarter 1 2012, I want to pull the quarter 1 2011 value, and likewise for 2013 I want to pull quarter 1 similar values. You get the logic. So based on for those kind of calculations where I want to pull something different value from a different column and a different row, I'll use this lookup function. So the lookup function takes two parameters. One is the expression, which is the column which represents the column in which you want to take that value from. The other is the offset. Offset tells you by how much you should go back in rows. Let's say for example I'm in quarter 1 in 2012, by how much I should go back in rows or go front in rows to get the value that I want. Let's say now the expression field is represents my column, so I'll give sum of sales. Sum of sales is my the column that I'm interested in is that, and now I have to give offset. Now I know this is my the current field, so in this value I need to show this 33780 value. So my offset should be 1 2 3 4, so I need to go minus 4 steps. I'll press enter. Now this particular 2011 column value is coming right over here, and this value is coming right over here for comparisons. Now I can just subtract this. So this is my sales value and this is my this column. I can write a field that says just this value minus this value to give me the growth for each quarter compared to the previous year. So that is how lookup functions can be used. Now the yeah, any questions?
Jagadish, if we filter out 2011 from this, visualization, will it be having that, those sum of sales value in 2020 as well, 2012 as well?
You mean to say when you filter this particular thing, you will get values here?
Yes.
See, when you filter out the this particular thing, you are essentially saying that equivalent to like this particular data is not there in database. So what happens is it just duplicates the scenario. It gives the null here and it continues by pulling 2012 values here. You can just sort of explaining here. So 2011 is almost like it's showing similar behavior like that 2011 earlier. So it's just pulling these values. So if you don't want to do that, you can just hide it. So that's also a good deal. So now you don't have to worry about those missing values. So that is the lookup functions, and we can do that similar kind of thing for all the functions that we want. Now the another flexibility that this lookup function has is if you see this lookup function, I defined it using a specific offset, like a particular integer -4. And now if I give it let's look up some sales, whatever the integer offset it will take, but the integer offsets only it is not the only offset that it takes. If you remember the helper functions that we were talking about, the first, last, and those things, it can take those values as well. Let's just give first and see what happens. So first is basically the function that tells us the distance from the first column, right? So it took the value. So what it's giving me is, since the calculation is at a table down, look up the first value in this particular column, the expression that we gave, sum of expression, and just pull it up for everything. Now if I put as a pane down, in every pane it will take the first value and it will just replicate that particular value for all the rows. Now this could be possible, like let's say you want to compare the quarter sales for all the quarter sales in each year, the quarter sales with respect to quarter one. Then just doing the subtraction from this thing to that thing, it'll help you with that. Now let's say, so that is one thing. Similarly, if you write the last here, it'll take the last one. It'll compare with the quarter 4, all the quarters. Now what if you want to compare, let's say, with respect to quarter 2? Can anyone guess? Like first will give me my first value comparison when I put the offset as last, it will give me last value comparisons. What if I want to give quarter 2 or quarter 3? How can I achieve that value? I know I should use lookup function, and my sum expression should be this column. So that will sum of sales, that will direct me to this column, and let's say I will use the pane down calculation. So my scope is this particular thing. Now my first is giving me this value, my last is giving me this value. If I should somehow put the offset in such a way that I should make it take this value as a comparative value, so that it will duplicate this value in all the in this column, what should my offset?
Yeah, and that's first plus 1.
Yeah. So when I give first plus 1, it's taking this value, and it's first plus 1, it takes from first cell 1 distance of 1 from this, so it'll duplicate that. And when I give first plus 2, it'll take this value, first minus 3, it'll take this value. So using these offsets and all, it's you can like using this helper function, lookup function, and those helper functions in those lookup function as an offset, you can literally arrive at any column, any value that you want.
Jagdish, one question, can't we use index there? We can use index and give it a value of index.
You mean to say
index 2.
Lookup, okay, some sales. What you want to give?
Index with a value 2. So it will take all for 50 always.
So you want to give 2 here like this?
Yeah. Not using the index helper function.
Okay, you want to put this function here like this?
Yeah, but I want a value in the index function to be 2, the second quarter basically.
I think index works on a standalone basis. There are no parameters to be given. Correct? Is that right?
Yeah. All the first functions that we discussed, first, last, index, and the size functions, they are standalone. There is no inputs to them. They can be used as parameters, but there are no parameters for them.
So, but why don't you give this and see what happens?
Yeah,
Probably it will just replicate sales, I think, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Let me just put it as a pane down so you'll understand what's happening. So this is my index field, this is my sales field, and this is lookup with offset index. So what it's doing is, this is taking sales value, and with the offset of 1, it's giving me this value. So it took this value. When I go to second row, my index value is this one. So with the offset of 2, what I have from this value is this value. So
831.
It's showing me this, and for this and this, I have index value, but for that index offset, I don't have any value in this pane, so it's showing me blank. So yeah, you can play with this of helper functions and lookup function to arrive at a particular value. It takes a little bit of practice to understand that thing. So that's the lookup function, and there is a similar function similar to lookup function, which is previous value function, which is very rarely used in table calculations. What this previous value does is, let's see, it's asking for a expression. The difference between lookup function and previous value function syntactically is, lookup function takes 2 parameters, one is expression and offset. Previous value only takes the expression. You don't have to provide it a offset. So when I take, okay, I'm already 947. Yeah. Previous value, compute using pane down. It's just replicating the first value in the sales column. Okay. Let me explain this with this value as well. My first column, this particular column, is only the previous value sum sales. This particular column, I gave a just a +1 for whatever this particular value is there. I gave a +1 here as a just outside the particular calculation. Now, if you observe these values here, 335780, which is taking the first value, which is good, okay, and it's adding 1 as expected. But now this value is 335780. When I'm doing +1, it's giving me +2. Its value is increased by 2. Here when I'm doing my calculation shows just this column +1 value. So, but it's giving me +3 here, +4 here, and it's giving me here 3. Okay, I need to change this also to pane down. So yeah, 68, it's giving me +1, and 68 plus, it's giving +2 again here. So so these two columns basically explains the difference between the lookup and the previous value thing. So lookup function, you cannot reference. Okay, let me explain what's happening in previous value. What's happening here was, though you are adding 1 to this particular field, you are not just giving this value. You are essentially adding 1 to this particular previous value in this particular field. So you are referencing to the same calculated field that you're writing. So this last calculated field that you wrote is this column, and you are referencing to the previous value in that calculated field, which is not possible using the lookup function. When you're writing a lookup function as a calculated field, you can reference to some other column, leaving that particular column that you're writing. in the table. Like for example, when we wrote lookup function sum sales, we refer to sum sales another column, but we cannot refer to the same column in which this particular value is going to. Lookup function is restricted in that way, in order where referencing in its own particular field. But previous value, it helps you to reference its own the own calculation that you are writing with. So for example, here when I'm doing +1, it's not just taking this particular one, it's taking previous value in the calculation that you are writing. In the previous value in the calculation that I'm writing was this one, and it's giving me +1. When I come here, previous value in this calculation was this one, so it's giving me +1, and it goes like that. So this is just so that you have an understanding of how these two functions work. So very rarely we use this particular thing. So especially in Tableau dashboards, whenever like there will be some sequences like where particular nth term is derived from the n-1th term, something like that. In those kind of calculations, you use previous value. It will be more helpful. In those kind of calculation, lookup function will not help you. So okay. So today we covered almost all the helper functions, like first index, last lookup, and previous value, and rest of them are n, size, and total. Rest of them are calculation functions. We are already out of time. We'll cover them in the next session. If you have any questions related to these helper functions, we can take them.
Yeah, in lookup function by default, like if you don't give offset, what default value takes, or it will show some error?
No, I think the brackets around the offset means it's an optional parameter. So let's see what it gives. So it's giving me null. Let me change the compute using. Is it the same field? It's showing blank. So because
got it.
Maybe the offset is an important parameter. I don't know, though it's optional, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll take a look at this in depth later. We'll come back. Any other questions? Swap Akhil?
Nothing from my side.
All right then. So yeah, that's all I had for today.